Hey guys, what's up? My name is Nicole Velouria. I am a VHS collector and I am from San Francisco, California originally, but we just relocated to the East Coast, Burlington, Vermont to be exact. I run a small business with my partner called Stained Class Relics. We specialize in horror and heavy metal vintage stuff. So anything under that umbrella, which includes VHS tapes, vinyl records, vintage t-shirts, that kind of thing. So I've been collecting VHS tapes for most of my life. My earliest memories of collecting VHS tapes was probably like around 10 or 11. I grew up across the street from a mom and pop shop called Mancy's Video in Walnut Creek, California in the Countrywood Shopping Center. I had an older brother, so a lot of his friends worked there and they would kind of just like let us run amok in there. We would go into the XXX section and we would rent all the horror movies, you know, regardless of our age. They didn't give a shit. So it was pretty cool growing up near there because I pretty much saw all the best horror movies at a very young age, and I've been obsessed ever since. Also, I grew up near a mall called Sun Valley Mall in Concord, California, and there was a Suncoast Video in there. So I'd buy a lot from there. Suncoast was cool because they would only sell. You would be able to find pretty much anything you wanted. Also, there was a place called Cinemarts Video in Concord in the Palos Verde Mall. They sold stuff sometimes, so I would go there a lot. Yeah, I never intentionally collected VHS tapes until very recently. It was just a format that was available for like a lot of years. I'm sure a lot of people are in the same boat where they just wanted to watch movies and they loved movies, so they would buy these movies and just hold on to them and never get rid of them, especially the movies you love. You don't really want to get rid of stuff that you love. Nowadays, everything is kind of temporary feeling since everything's streaming, so I don't think there's as much of a need for tangible things anymore. It's definitely coming back, obviously, with the vinyl revival and all that, but yeah, I've just always had VHS tapes since I was a kid because I've always loved movies. I personally like collecting VHS tapes because they have a grittiness to them that DVDs and streaming does not have. Kind of like similar to why people collect vinyl records and listen to cassette tapes. I'm obsessed with everything analog. It's just got a feeling to it that you can't replicate. It also reminds me of being a kid, especially particular horror movies on VHS. That it just takes me back to a place of innocence that you can't really get in adult life. I don't know, VHS tapes are fun. It's fun to have a tangible item and cool packaging, and I just love it. I would say right now I probably have around 400 tapes. I just recently moved, so this is kind of a temporary situation. Yeah, about 400. I've kind of slimmed down over the years through my business with my partner, so I try not to hoard too much because I try not to have a bunch of filler and just kind of like whatever movies. I try to have just all quality stuff and heavy hitters and that kind of thing. So I try to like just keep my collecting to a minimum, but I'll have every item in my collection good. So yeah, I leave the rest up to streaming. I'm a pretty big streamer when it comes to newer movies, that kind of thing. I don't buy a lot of DVDs or a lot of newer movies because it's all available on streaming for the most part. But when it comes to the old stuff, I like to have it on VHS, of course. So my most prized tapes, I would say, are this copy of Pink Flamingos. This particular copy means a lot to me because I love John Waters and I love Divine, but also this particular copy has Cinemarts Video sticker on the inside from Walnut Creek, California, one of my hometown rental spots. So it's sentimental because it's kind of like a relic from my particular area of the world. So I really like this one. We'll probably never get rid of it. I also have this Kid Cast news video that I did when I was 9 years old in 1994. There was an Earth Day event that happened every year at the Concord Pavilion in Concord, California. And they used to let kids do like a fake newscast and like tell the weather or whatever, but they would just be reading cue cards. And yeah, I did one, I think 2 or 3 years in a row, but this is the only one I still have. And it's just like a few minutes, but it's me as a 9-year-old basically just, you know, saying the weather, but it's fake. So anyway, it's fun. I love shit like this. So some of my rarest VHS tapes, this movie called The Exorcist. I'm sure you've heard of it. This is a WCI home video copy, which later turned into Warner Brothers Video. I really love this movie. It's got a ton of lore about it. It's got all kinds of cool stories. I grew up hearing stories about it from my friends and stuff before the internet was around. This is like one of those movies that kind of set it off for me, my horror movie obsession. It's still insanely scary to this day. I love this copy because it's really aesthetically pleasing. Got a black and white cover, black and white back. I love the description on the back. It's a gatefold version. Yeah, if a movie's not aesthetically pleasing to me, I rarely buy it. It just depends on the movie, but for the most part, aesthetics are everything. One of my other rare ones, Possession. This movie takes place in Berlin, Germany, before the Berlin Wall fall. This movie's fucked up. It's like a sci-fi horror kind of like relationship gone bad sort of situation tied into people dying and monsters and all kinds of weird shit. It's pretty much a perfect movie in a lot of ways. This is probably one of my favorite movies of all time for sure. Tourist Trap, another cool one. I love this movie because they do so much with so little. Mannequins come to life, killing people, fucked up weird masks and stuff. I think one of the scariest things on earth is masks and mannequins. And this movie has it all. It's rated PG, which makes it even cooler. It's fucked up. If you haven't seen this movie, you gotta check it out. I'm sure most of the horror freaks have seen it because it's pretty much essential. Alright, and this copy of American Nightmare. I love this movie. It's a pretty meat and potatoes slasher, but this particular copy is really important to me because it's signed by Michael Ironside, who stars in it. You may know him from Scanners and Total Recall. I love that guy's face. Super sinister. He makes every movie he's in just that much more eerie because I don't know what it is. Maybe it's his brow or something, but good fucking actor. So some Grail tapes that I have. The Prowler. I think this is a Grail for a lot of people, but there's a reason it's a Grail. It's a quality slasher. It pretty much is one of the best slashers out there. This copy in particular isn't that great. It's a cut box copy, but I'm just stoked to own it. I actually got this copy in the wild, so I'm looking to upgrade, but I'll probably hold on to this one still because I found it in the wild and there's just something more special about that. This movie was directed by Joseph Zito, and he went on to do Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Tom Savini did all the special effects for it, and he just like went over the top. It's super gory. I love the story. I love the vibe. I love the time era. It's just a great slasher. It's one of the best for sure. And if you consider yourself a slasher fan and haven't seen this, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Another Grail tape, Liquid Sky. This is one of my favorite movies aesthetically. Anne Carlisle, one of my biggest crushes. She was in this other movie called Perfect Strangers, which I really like. Just the whole overall vibe of this movie is really cool. It's like very new wave, very kind of like goth, early 80s vibe. Lots of neon. The interiors of every room is like really interesting. It seems like this whole movie was kind of shot in like a black light. Everything's kind of glow in the dark. It's just fun to watch. It's really visually pleasing. I love this movie. Great one, highly recommended. Sleepaway Camp, another Grail. This isn't the best copy ever. It's seen better days for sure. But I just have really fond memories of seeing this in the rental store growing up and just being like, what the fuck, a knife and a shoe? Like, what's going on there? What the fuck, the letter on the back? It's just like so eerie. There's no pictures on the movie, so it was just that much more intriguing. There was a mystique to it. It's just such a good slasher. One of my favorites for sure. I'm sure if you're a slasher fan, you love this movie as well. The Boost. It's a Grail to me. It's really hard to find. Doesn't pop up that much. This movie is just overall fucked up. It's kind of like a drama, suspense kind of thing. Basically about James Wood and Sean Young. They strike it rich, they become addicted to cocaine, and they ruin their lives. If you consider yourself a Sean Young fan, I'm sure Blade Runner fans do, and James Woods, Videodrome. You gotta see this movie. It's pretty much like the Requiem for a Dream of the 80s. Some tapes I'm still in need of. Particularly, I really like this movie called Wood Chipper Massacre. It's pretty much a homemade horror flick. I'm not sure who made it. I don't really know the story behind it, but it's a really rare movie. I think a copy goes for like $300, $400, $500. I've seen it go up there pretty high. It doesn't pop up that often, but I've been looking for a copy of that for a while. I really like the shot on video, homemade vibe. So if you're selling a copy, hit me up. Also, I'm looking for this movie called Death Spa. It's pretty hard to come by. It's got a really cool cover. I'm trying not to watch it. I saw some of it a while back, but I'm like, I'm just gonna wait it out and try to get a copy because I definitely like the vibe. It's hard to find those movies nowadays because I just feel like it's gotten harder to collect over the years. People have just been going nuts on eBay, and I think it's just become more widespread VHS collecting in general. So yep, if you have those movies, hit me up. My favorite part of the VHS collecting community, I would say, is there's kind of a camaraderie that everyone's trying to out-weird each other. It's kind of funny, like, oh, I have this tape, have you seen it, kind of thing. Unless it's on YouTube, it's pretty much impossible to see a lot of those movies. So it's kind of cool to be part of a community. Everyone's trying to be the weirdest one, because I grew up being the weirdest in my family and my friend group, and I grew up feeling weird. So it's cool to be part of a community where I don't have to feel like the weirdest one all the time. I also like the trading aspect of it. Trading's really fun. I haven't been doing it too much lately. I've just met a lot of cool people in general in the VHS community, a lot of people with really cool collections, and I look up to a lot of people in the VHS community. It's fucked up and weird, but once you're a part of it, you'll get it. So some of my favorite movies that I've found in the wild, besides The Prowler, which you saw earlier, this copy of Boarding House. This movie's really cool. It's like a shot-on-video horror flick. It's really weird. This isn't the nicest copy, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's a good movie, and I have it. That's all that matters. Yeah, my friend has a store in San Diego that I go to sometimes, and he just gets random stuff in, so it's technically the wild. Miss 45. This movie is amazing. It is Abel Ferreira. He also did Driller Killer. It's kind of like a rape revenge movie. It's got a lot more going on. It's just more like a feminist flick. I love it. As a huge feminist, I find it inspiring. It's about a chick who is sexually assaulted and then goes on a shooting spree, and it unravels from there. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it, of course. So I mostly collect horror movies. I really like slashers, not as much as into them as I used to be. Definitely feeling a little jaded on them lately, so I've been kind of dabbling with mostly like creature features and that kind of thing. Anything with like a cool animatronic, like weird creature puppet. I also have been dabbling in action flicks, some good cheesy action flicks. I have yet to get some of those on VHS, but I've been watching a lot. There's a lot streaming, so I plan on collecting some of those. But yeah, I guess mostly horror, a lot of slasher is mostly my vibe. So one of my most notable trades I've done recently that I can think of, I traded a copy of Lunch Meat. It's a shot-on-video horror flick that a lot of people seem to be really obsessed with, but I'm not super into that movie. And I'm sorry, Josh, I just don't really like that movie that much. So I traded it for a copy of TerrorVision and Street Trash. Street Trash is legendary, weird fucking movie, and to me it was worth it. TerrorVision's great too. It's been going up in price. I think looking back, it's pretty much, it was worth it. And I've done a lot of trades over the years. I don't really trade that much anymore. I feel like my trading community has kind of slimmed down. Not a lot of people willing to trade anymore, but you know what? I'm always down to trade. Hit me up if you want to trade. Some of the newest stuff that I've acquired: New Year's Evil, Paragon Video. I like all Paragon stuff because they have really fun trailers at the beginning of their movies. This is a really cool movie. It's an 80s slasher. Takes place on New Year's Eve. Lots of cool punk rock bands. It's a fun watch. Rock and Roll Nightmare, starring the heavy metal superstar Thor. It's a creature feature horror flick. Sex, death, and rock and roll. Some cool shit going on with these creatures. Academy Video, Shelburne, Vermont, which I live pretty close to, Shelburne, Vermont. I'm really excited to maybe track down that dude one day and see if he's got any stock. Here's another Academy, Killer Workout. This one's really fun. Pretty big fan of this one. It takes place in a place called Rhonda's Health Club. A dude is going through and murdering all the members. Lots of spandex, lots of cool 80s music, and 80s vibe overall is pretty hilarious. There's lots of cool fight scenes. It's pretty much hits all the best spots. The first movies I can remember buying with my own money and kind of just like remembering it being just mine. Obviously I grew up with like Disney movies, and I taped a lot of things on TV, mostly off HBO and TBS or whoever the hell was showing a good horror movie. Was this movie called Up the Academy. It stars Ralph Macchio. I was a big Mad Magazine fan when I was a kid. I used to buy old issues from the comic book store down the street from me called Flying Colors Comics in Concord, California. And I think I was looking through some old issues and I saw it advertised. So I tracked down the soundtrack first. I think I found it at a thrift store or something with my mom. and it had this really cool band on it called Blow Up, and they have a song called Kicking Up a Fuss, and I just became obsessed with it. So I was like, I need this movie. My obsessed 10-year-old mind just was like, yo, I need this movie. So my mom actually traced down a copy for me by calling all the stores in the area. I think we ended up finding a copy at Suncoast Video in Pleasanton, California. And I remember buying it with my own money. She drove me out there, but I bought it with my own money that I saved up from mowing lawns or whatever the hell. Yeah, that movie's not that great, but it was the first movie I ever bought. I actually don't own it anymore, but if you have a copy and you want to sell it to me, hit me up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying my collection here. Rock on.